Okay everyone, I promised you I'd make a video tonight. There may be a quiz tomorrow. Nice easy quiz. So this is your heads up. I'm going to go pretty fast, so please make sure you pause and rewind this. If needed, take some good notes. And I'll see you tomorrow in class when I'm done. Here we go. So here we have a typical problem number 1. All I'm going to ask you to do is factor it. And I want you to notice that 72, start with easy numbers, right? Don't be going like 2 times 36 until you really have to. 72 is 6 times 12 and 8 times 9 normally, right? Which one will give me a 17? Well, more specifically, minus 17. Well, that would be negative 8 and negative 9. And I have it factored. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, on number 2, is there something missing? Remember guys, if the number here is missing, then I'm just going to do what we call a greatest common factor. In this case, the greatest common factor is b. So I'm just going to take a b out of each term. And if you follow along, isn't b times b, b squared, and isn't b times negative 4, negative 4b? And so this right here is the greatest common factor, or factor, the complete factorization based on greatest common factor. Pause the video if you need to. Alright, this one's a little bit trickier just because of the 2x squared, right? But we're going to start out with 2x times x, as you can see. And the 18, remember, don't go crazy and do like 1 times 18 to begin with. Try the common ones. 3 times 6 is 18, 2 times 9 is 18, right? And if you try 2 times 9, guys, you find out the combinations don't work. Okay? So that's why I went with 3 times 6. Now, since I used 3 times 6, follow the red. Notice 3 and x make 3x. And the 6 here times the 2x makes 12x. And if I want 15x, all I have to do is add them together, right? So you got to watch your signs, but this one's pretty simple. I know 3 and 12 must both be positive. So I'm going to do a plus 3 here. So the middle here is a plus 3x. A plus there will make sure the 6 times the 2 will give me the 12x. And of course 3 times 6 is 18. And that's how that one's factored. Pause the video if you need to. This one here, a little bit tougher just because of the 3r squared, but I'm going to start out with 3r times r, right? Okay. Now what about the 4? Well, the 4 could be 2 times 2 or 1 times 4. Now guys, if I do 2 and 2, notice I have 2r and 6r. And that doesn't make 11r. I need this minus 11 in the middle. Okay? So we already just seen that 2 and 2 don't work. So we're going to do 1 and 4. And I'm just going to get right to the answer. See, if I do 1 there and 4 there, watch what happens. Here I have 1r. 4 times 3r is 12r. I can get, follow the red, a minus 11. If I do a plus 1 minus 12, 1 minus 12 in other words is negative 11. So I'm going to do a plus here to get my plus 1r. A minus here with a 4 will make sure I get the minus 12r. Pause the video if you need to. Now, the rest of the quiz is just going to be solving the actual quadratics. So, if you look at this problem, do you notice something missing? I have an n squared, but where is the n? And remember, this is actually good when we're missing n, because as you can see, all I did was add 1 to both sides, divided by 5 both sides. I am solving directly for n squared, and we all know what to do with n squared. We're just going to take the square root of both sides. And don't forget the square root of 4 is 2, but it's also negative 2. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, let's do at least one more, number 8 here. And the key thing right here is I got to make sure it equals 0. That's why I actually minus 21 both sides. And there's my minus 21. There equals 0, right? So now it's just a matter of factoring it. So 5p squared I know is 5p times p. Now 21, guys, normally it's 3 times 7, right? Don't be doing 1 times 21 again unless you need to. But let's see here. 3 times 7, I need this 8p in the middle, right? So if I put the 7 here, you see, I'm going to get 35. That's way too big. So that's why I know I ought to put the 7 there and the 3 there. Let's see what happens. Here I have 7p. Here I have 15p. I can get an 8 if I do 15 minus the 7, right? So minus there guarantees a minus 7p. The plus there makes 3 times 5, 15p. 15 minus 7, of course, is the 8p. And if you follow the red, negative 7 times 3 will give me that minus 21. And now that I have a factor, guys, let's remember to solve it. Okay, so here I know negative 3 makes it 0. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. Over here, follow the red, guys. I have 5p minus 7 equal to 0. So 5p equals 7 once I add 7 to both sides. And then finally I'm going to divide by 5. So 7/5 and negative 3 are my solutions. Guys, if you study this video and take notes, you should do very well on the potential quiz tomorrow. I'll see you in class.